society today, we are being attacked constantly with inauthentic conversations. Fakeness, trying to look cool, trying to be somebody we're not. That is why the Damn Dude podcast is here to have the authentic conversations that need to be had in a way that will make you think and say, Damn Dude. What up, everybody? What is good? Welcome to the Damn Dude podcast. This is season 3, episode 19, and we are redoing this episode. I recorded it yesterday, but the audio just completely went to shit, and it's really just not usable or intelligible. So we're doing this again on the go. I'm your host, California Cal. And this is the Damn Dude podcast, where we have the conversations that need to be had in a way that'll make you think and say, damn, dude. You know what I mean? This show exists to help educate, entertain, and make an impact on the different contexts and perspectives that we have in life. Because I truly believe that the more access we have to different contexts and perspectives, the easier, doper, and smoother life just is to navigate and work through. You dig? So... sorry. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I'm just repeating myself. I'm driving right now, so I'm kind of like flustered. I'm on my way to work, and I'm going to take a little break recording while I go teach a lesson, and then I'll be back to my phone to finish recording. I'm on day 15 or 16 of phase 1 of 75 Hard. And I'm kind of falling into the groove of it. It's like not as hard as it was when I first started seeming. The tasks are a little more like manageable and less daunting and stuff. So that feels good. The cold showers, it's weird. Like, I really noticed that when I take cold showers on my own terms, it's fucking cool. But when I'm forced to do it every single day, no matter what, it's like, fuck, dude, it's so much more confronting. So yeah, it's just an absolute trip, dude. The visualization and the cold showers, and sometimes the reading are what really, like, get me all freaked out and stuff. Like, I'll still do it, but, like, I don't know, I'll start second guessing it and shit like that. And I guess that's kind of the point, is like, all right, well, how consistently and regularly can you do hard shit on purpose? And I'm like, fuck, man, like, I guess all the fucking time, dude. Right? So it's like, this is practice for, like, how to run business, how to, like, have an effective life, you know, that works exactly towards what it is exactly that you want out of life, you know? So I'm like, dude, all right, if I can practice doing sucky stuff on purpose, no matter what, and I commit to that, then I will do everything else that I do with the same intensity and the same purpose and meaning and energy behind it. Because how easy is it to have, like, a cool-ass idea? Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then, like, just to do it for a couple weeks, couple days, and then just fall off and say, oh, well, I'll just start next time or whatever, right? Like, it's so easy to do that. Like, that's something with this podcast, is because I don't receive a paycheck or immediate feedback a lot of time. It just feels like there's no, like, what am I doing this for? Who am I doing this for? Who's listening? Is anybody listening? Doesn't matter if anybody's listening. And then I just have to, like, kind of go over that in my head. And I'm like, well, you know, I guess it really doesn't matter if anyone's listening or not, because this is for my future generations and my legacy and my family, initially, right? Like, from the core of it. And then from there, it's outward and expands to everybody else who wants to be a part of my family, my network, my, you know, insights, my understandings, and all of that. And we can share that with each other. So yeah, man, it's like, because podcasting, that's not an immediate result, and I'm not doing it for money, and I'm not doing it for clout or anything. Like, if anything, it's actually is like an anti-clout thing. Like, to be real, raw, and vulnerable on the internet and on a podcast, and just to keep doing it no matter what anyways, it's like, it's not, people, it doesn't resonate with people as cool. Only a handful of people, like, people who listen to the show and get what I'm doing and what I'm up to, they think it's cool. But the people who don't get it or see the point or whatever, like, they're just kind of like, oh, that's cool, you know, whatever. But they don't see the depth of what this is. So because of that, it's easy to get unmotivated or not feel motivated when I'm like, who am I doing this for? Like, who fucking, if nobody cares, why should I keep doing it? You know? And it's not that nobody cares, because clearly whoever's listening is listening, and I appreciate that. And that is clearly of caring. So I go back and forth with that, and I'm like, fuck, this is a trip, dude, you know? So, whoa. Oh, I'm not used to the way the power hits on this car. I'm driving my mom's car right now. It's like a newer BMW, and it's like, depending what mode it's in, it like drives differently. Right now it's in comfort mode, and I think that's the mode I'm used to it being the weirdest, or like it feels the weirdest to me. When it's in eco mode, it kind of has this like draggy, slow feeling, and then that makes sense. And then in sport mode, it also has this like just fucking, I don't know, the car feels fucking sick when it's in sport mode, and the car hauls ass, and the power is a lot more predictable. But when it's in drive, it's kind of like in between like soccer mode and race car mode. Soccer mom car and race mode when it's just in basic drive. But it's funny because this thing's sick. It's got paddle shifters. It's got the electronic like stick shift thing you could use to do the up or down gears and all that. Like, it's pretty sick. But it's like this. It's an X3, and it's the same engine as like in the 3 Series motors and stuff, you know. So it's got some balls, man. But yeah, it's like when you do something and it's like the least cool version of it, or like it's not popular, or what you're doing isn't understood by the masses yet, then everything you're doing is like, it makes you the underdog. It makes you the, like, you know, like it's less clout, not more clout. Like, you look and seem crazy, not cool as fuck, you know. But as soon as you make it and like everybody kind of comes around, they're like, oh shit, this is cool as fuck, you know? But that's the thing, is you kind of got to just stick it out and thug it out long enough for this shit to even come full circle. You know what I mean? And it's like, how many people just like don't thug shit out for long enough, and they got all the talent in the world and whatever, but just like the drive and the determination to finish isn't there, you know? The commitment. And there's a big difference in life when you commit to shit versus not, you know. If you're fully committed, then outcomes occur completely different than if you're not fully committed. And I think the difference between being fully committed to something or not is that, like, it either makes greatness or failure, and commitment equals greatness or failure. It's like, think about like relationships or anything that you can have a relationship with, a business, people, an idea, a group of society, an idea, whatever, right? So it's like, dude, you just have to thug it out long enough. And this is why I'm always saying, like, dude, like, skill, it is like second to commitment and dedication. You know what I mean? If you're committed and dedicated and you are just going to do whatever the fuck you're going to do, no matter what, at all costs, and you're willing to die for that shit, then how are you going to lose? You know what I mean? Nobody can shake you. Nobody can test your commitment. Nobody can test your... Well, people can test it, but they can't break it or truly shake it, you know? And that's one thing I find fascinating is like, dude, dedication and just the will to not quit will outdo raw talent in the long run every single time, no matter what. You know what I mean? You could be like a great raw talent basketball player, but if you don't practice every day and you don't have the commitment to like keep it pushing, then, you know, somebody who sucks, who's been practicing for 3 years, is just going to all of a sudden be better. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, how did this happen? You know what I mean? But that's kind of like the power of consistency, I should say, more so than dedication. It's like consistency will equal everything. Oh shit, I cannot reach the gate button. I'm at these fancy houses and I have to enter a gate code to get in the community and drive through this gate. Oh shit, I just realized I'm 2 minutes late to my appointment. Fuck. Shut up, seatbelt. So, yeah, you guys. I realized I forgot to mention, because there was stuff I touched on in the last episode, which I just had to scrap, that I'm, forgetting was said in the last episode and not this one. But, for example... Oh, not for example. But something was I forgot to mention in this one. I'm recording another ghetto episode on the move. There's no video. I'm going to have to put together a montage or some shit for when this actually hits YouTube or whatever we use to load videos at the time. You know what I'm saying? Say what's up to the little neighborhood thug kids in this bougie neighborhood. All right, guys, I got to go teach a lesson. I'll be right back. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. We'll be right back. Damn, dude. What up, you guys? We bike. Had to go teach some kiddos real quick. Ended up teaching 2 instead of 1, so that's a good thing. And I fucking love doing it, man. I got to teach out of a jacuzzi today, so that was interesting. I still gotta read, do my visualization, and do one more workout for my tasks to be done for the day. I'm fucking tired, man. I need to go home, relax, eat some food, chill the fuck out. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why this came to mind or where this came from. This is actually pretty fucking random. But I don't know if I was thinking something or I read something or what, but what did I don't know if somebody said the devil's in the details or something like that. Something along those lines sparked where this came from. But I was thinking, dude, in the past, how do I even contextualize this? The first thought that came to me was, yo, I've dated the devil. And I don't mean this in calling anybody any sort of names or anything, but I more so mean this in the tricks of the devil. So one time I dated this woman, and I say woman because I was 22? I think I was 22 or maybe 23, maybe 24 at the oldest. But I think I was 22, maybe 23. But I was dating this girl who was 31 at the time. And I was 22. And, looking back, this girl was a trip. She was I don't know. It was she represented the devil to me. And she was really nice. She was really cool and really sweet and whatever. But, it was almost everything about her was tricks of the devil. And how the Bible and the book Outwitting the Devil and all these different documentations, representations, and things I've experienced adds up to what I'm talking about. I realized I didn't think this all the way through. But I promise there's a contrast and a point to all this. And it was on paper, in person, everything, she was it. You couldn't ask for a doper girl, but it was just all aesthetically. So she was rich as fuck, had a mansion, had a fucking, brand new Beamer, a brand new Escalade, brand new 7 Series Beamer. All this crazy shit, right? She would go in and spend $5,000 to $7,000 or $12,000 at Jimmy Choo just because she got caught up in a conversation with the saleswoman, or random shit where it was just what? She used to always, there was a bunch of people who called her my sugar mama, because it's kind of how, I guess it appeared a little bit, but because she would always fucking buy me shit, buy me Louis Vuitton wallet, all this fancy shit. And it was all like, I'm just some ghetto-ass little kid from Mecca Town. Like, I don't know what none of this shit is. You know, I only heard of all this stuff in, like, rap songs and shit. And I was just tripped out, you know what I'm saying? And, like, she just had this crazy lifestyle, and it was like everything was like, I don't know, it's like her whole life was kind of like sneaky and low-key and like almost like it like worked in this like dark world or weird shit. Like for example, like she had a husband technically, and like they were separated and stuff. And it was kind of like, she wasn't my real girlfriend. It was just kind of like, I don't know, kind of, but not really. I don't know how to explain it. But like, dude, like they would go to, or like she would tell me things they would do and whatever, and the stuff that he was up to and his businesses he had. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was just weird, right? Like, shit progressed, and I realize I'm describing it very poorly, but like, everything was in the clear. I'll say that. But just their whole lifestyle was this whole weird, sneaky sort of like way of living. And for example, I remember going to this this party in Rancho Santa Fe. And Rancho Santa Fe is like the nicest part of town in San Diego. It's like the richest, the biggest houses, most celebrities live there, like all that sort of thing. Well, kind of between like Rancho Santa Fe, La Jolla, and downtown high rises. But anyway, I went to this party with her there, and it was just the craziest, wildest, like, shit out of, like, what do you call that show? Desperate Housewives. It was like Desperate Housewives. Like, everyone was on some weird, sneaky shit. Like, people were doing cocaine. People were, like, fucking in the bathrooms. People were, like, I don't want to say swapping wives, but, like, some dude would go home with another dude's chick, and one dude would go home with another dude's chick, and like so on and so on. It was just this like whole thing where everybody was fancy and rich, and everyone had this smile with this weird gleam in their eye to where it was like, you're sneaky. You know, it's like making a deal with the devil. It's like he has everything good to offer you, but for what price? And that's what this felt like. This is where I'm getting at with all this. It was like, all right, cool, like bonus, awesome. But wait a minute, what's the trick behind this? And like, I realized there was no trick, there was no scheme, there was no anything. It's just like, her lifestyle was very fucking weird to me. And like, it was just very dark and strange and confusing. And like, it was just, I don't know, I got like the inside scoop on how all these rich people like operate in these big fancy communities, and like, all the inner weirdness of why, like, people come back and say, oh, these crazy parties, like, I can't do that, it's not for me, whatever. Like, I get that on a very smaller level than, like, Hollywood people in parties and shit, you know? But it's like, I'm going to these parties, and there's multimillionaires there, there's doctors, there's business owners, there's just fucking, like, people of real status and real money. And I just, like, I realized what the whole thing was, like, why I even contextualize this as the devil is because it's, like, everything dope and seemingly beautiful that this woman had to offer kind of had, like, a price to pay for all of it. And the price was nothing necessarily asked for, but it was just like this certain way of demanding and commanding and controlling my energy in a sense. To where it was like, I don't know, like I could tell she wasn't trying to be any certain way, but it was like she didn't know any better. So I think about that when it's like, when things are just too good to be true in like any sort of capacity, you got to consider what the price to pay is, right? So like, I look at it and I'm like, wow, okay, like, the coolness factor of this is I get to go out, have this girl who's just, like, ridiculously done up. Dudes are just, like, oogling at her everywhere. Like, everything she's wearing costs no less than $5,000. Like, just rolling out fucking fly, right? Fresh as fuck, the whole deal, right? what is it, dressed to the nines, dressed to the 10, I don't know, whatever, right? Dressed fancy as fuck all the time, super bougie, super this, that, and like down as fuck. And then I'm like, but hold on. The type of energy that this woman required and asked for and would like demand, and the way she would demand it was like, I don't know, scary, gross, weird, like awkward, dark. But I often felt like, what's the trick? What's the thing behind this, you know? And looking back, it's like I said, there was no real trick. It was just like, all right, well, I did this for you, remember? And that's kind of how it was. And like, I think when people kind of like do stuff for each other and then they kind of keep tabs, it becomes weird. So then like I look at anybody that I've dated since then, and even up till right now, I'm like, wow, like it's such a big difference in like the shift in energies and everything that I've gone through with myself and past partners, right? And it's just fascinating. It's like a lot of times what you think you want is not it at all. And then there's like shit that you just know is right. And excuse me, burping. When shit isn't, let me see, how do I want to say this? Like, when shit is of goodness and purity and of God and angelic, there's a certain authenticity and homely and childlike feeling that comes up and exists. And it's the opposite. It's the exact opposite of the feeling of this, I need to compete, I need to keep up, I need to impress. And if you're in one of those relationships where you need to keep up, you need to compete, you need to impress, you need to satisfy, and it's not just like natural, you have to be like, oh, I gotta make sure I give her attention because this, or oh, like I'm gonna go kick it with my homies this weekend, I better make sure I act extra sappy or extra this or that, right? And that's how these dudes become neutered in modern day time, which is like, oh, like, well, I gotta go talk to the wifey. It's like, bruh, like, I mean, yes, you should check with your wife on stuff and whatever, right? That's not my point. My point is that, like, dudes who won't even consider actually answering unless they get clearance from their partner. And that's some pussy-ass shit, to be honest. Like I said, respect, stay in communication. But just to cower is unattractive to the fullest, and that person's just going to keep demanding out of you, and you're just going to keep cowering, conforming, and never having a backbone. Then you just become infinitely unattractive forever. And what I realized was, like, these relationships I was in the past were relationships that were set up to kind of like create each other as unattractive for the rest of time based off of the trajectory we had set out on. So like, that's the thing, is like when you meet somebody who's good and like fucking like of God and angelic and beautiful and like a godly princess, goddess sort of way, versus like, oh, she's bad. Like, ooh, look at that. It's like, there's like a less of a flair factor, but there's more of a deep rooted, earthy, mountainous, deep as the ocean sort of attraction and love for somebody when it's really of goodness, right? So I think about it and I'm like, wow, like every person I've dated or anything is like served me and taught me exactly what I needed to know to be able to be a good partner in present and modern day time, right? So, and it's funny because, like, for example, like, I don't know, and it's like, I don't know if this means anything or what, or if anybody else can relate to this, but I think back and I just kind of laugh because the girl I was describing, who was like older than me and all this, and like, okay, I had a little streak of like dating like not old ass women, way older than me for a while. And I realized what it was that like most of the women my age didn't understand the conversations I was trying to have, or like the stuff I was thinking about. Like, stuff I was thinking about seemed to be a bit more mature than the people I just kind of knew already, right? In terms of like growing business and life experience and dealing with death and all those things. That's what I mean. So I think back, and it's funny because this girl, she had all black cars and almost always wore all black all the time. And there is definitely a sexy factor to that. And I'm not saying, oh, if you wear fucking, drive black cars and enjoy black clothes, whatever. Like, she wasn't gothic. She was just like this Spanish chick who was just bougie and liked like the elegance of black clothing and things. So it was a trip because I found all that darkness attractive. But then once I realized that darkness is darkness, like, and this kind of like was a representation of her spirit in a way. She was a good person, but like you could tell she had a lot of darkness in her spirit. And the next girl I dated after that was probably even more of an age gap, but I was like 25, maybe 26, and she was 42 or 43. And again, like, she was bad as fuck, the whole thing. But what's funny is she had a lot of money too. I mean, less than this other girl had, but still lived like a fucking princess and the whole thing. Brand new Beamer. But what's funny is she drove an all-white Beamer. And this girl was all about all-white everything. Her fucking sofa was white, carpets white, linens white, clothes white, car, everything white. Like, this girl was all about, I want everything white and bright. And I'm like, interesting. And this is strange, and I don't think I've ever actually said this out loud, but she actually almost looked a lot like the girl before that. And it was just I guess a coincidence. I don't know, right? Oh, no, okay. There's certain factors and traits that we find attractive, and like, I guess it makes sense. You know, it's like, if you got a badass smile and beautiful eyes and hair and body, and then, yeah, it's attractive, right? But anyway, I'm like, this is weird, right? Like, isn't that, like, I don't know, I would just have random flashes of like, oh, weird, this is the opposite of what I was involved in last time. And then after that, it's like, the next girl was nothing to do with money or this or that. She's had money, she's had not money, this or that, whatever. And it's like, all right, cool, you know? And it was just kind of interesting because she is a very good person, but then just has a lot of stuff to where, like, she struggles a lot, and it comes off as, like, a tricky, oh my God, you're this way or that way sort of thing, or can. And then it's like, so a lot of people would consider, if they experience what I experienced, they would consider the latter to be the one who's of darkness and not good, and then the one who came off all positive and friendly and cool and copacetic in public as the one to be the good one. But it's like, no, it's actually the opposite. And it's weird how shit like that is flipped sometimes. So now, with who I'm dating, my little flamingo, hello to you. It's like, she's so beautiful and so not even of this or that. She just is. And that's the most beautiful thing, is like, when you can just be and exist is who you are and your power, and you're not light or dark or this or that. It's like, you're just a good motherfucking person. Like, dude, like, that's what I want. Like, I want a goddess. I don't want a fucking somebody who needs to prove this or that. And like, the girl who I dated, who was all about all white everything, like, it was almost like she was always having and trying to like prove something. You know, I noticed that like she got dealt a lot of rough cards in early in life, and would have to do everything to say, I'm not that way. As where the other girl kind of had such an easy life, she grew up and said, I'm going to rebel a little bit. So it's weird. It's like, it's kind of the difference. So but what I'm saying is, like, now to be in a relationship and analyze and look at everything, I'm like, wow, this has nothing to do with money. This has nothing to do with status. This has nothing to do with looks. Definitely looks have to do with it, because you got to be attracted, right? On the physical level. So I'm just like, wow, it's so fascinating when the status and the cool factor doesn't even fucking matter. They're just like, I don't fucking care. This is us, dude. Like, I don't care what people know or don't know. I don't care who knows or doesn't know. Like, let's do this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think oftentimes, like, when we look for beauty, it's very important to look beyond the flash and the shininess. Because stuff that's really beautiful is beautiful no matter what, all the time, right? So it's like, I think of it like this. It's like, all right, like, how many girls out there with makeup and stuff just are fucking physically 10s with makeup, push-up bra, high heels, like booty lifting fucking jeans or pants or whatever the fuck, like all of that, right? Teeth whitening, perfume, all the enhancements. No, that's fine, right? Do whatever the fuck you want. But here's the thing, is that same woman just as beautiful with no makeup, without all the accessories, without the car, without the perfume, without the this, without the that? Is she still as attractive? And in most cases, no. So it's like, how do you find the happy medium between that? Well, you have to find a woman with a good fucking personality that you also happen to be attracted to, right? So, like, I don't know, man. I think there's this whole thing of, like, people try and force relationships and attraction and all this, and it's like, oh, I find this person attractive, I'm just gonna, like, ignore everything so this can fit into the box I want it to fit in. And I realized, like, I had a handful of relationships that were like that, where I was like, damn, like, I kind of just made this whole thing fit into my box. This wasn't actually the perfect fit. It was like, we, like, plugged the fucking star-shaped toy through the square hole or whatever, right? Like, it's just like, there's an opposition and a forcefulness to it. And when things have to get forced through, it doesn't feel good. And it's not, you know what I'm saying? Shit, physically and mentally, like, no, but, like, really though, it's like, when you gotta force shit, it doesn't feel good. So, if you look at how many people are forcing affection, forcing attention, forcing all these things in their relationships, you got a pretty fucking wacky ass deal by the end of it. So I think when it comes to finding relationships, like, how to find the right one is to allow the naturalness. And when you have to tone this down and spike this up and this and that, whatever, then that's when it's wrong. It's incorrect. It's like the same way, like, and I realize this, I now at this point in the relationship I'm in, I can go from hanging out with my friends straight to hanging out with my girls, straight to hanging out with my mom, straight to hanging out with my dad, straight to hanging out with my brother, my friends, cousins, whoever, and still be the same person in every scenario. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't have to be this guy version of me when I'm with my friends that I can't be around my girl. And I don't have to be like this boyfriend version of myself around her, and then all of a sudden I'm different around everybody else. You know, and like, I think that's a big fucking deal. It's like, a lot of times, if you want a relationship, that means you need a relationship with yourself. You need to practice loving yourself, practicing gratitude and love for yourself. Because that's the thing that makes you attractive. So that way a girl that you find attractive can actually find you attractive, so that you don't have to go and force and change up your whole fucking shit. So that way you get an authentic relationship and some authentic love, and it just fucking feels good as fuck, right? So, there's a little fly fucking, ugh. Get this fucker out. There's hella traffic on the freeway right now. But yeah, dude, like, I feel like whenever anybody is feeling lonely, like, yes, everybody wants a hug. Everyone wants a companion, well, not everyone. You know, it's like everybody wants that connection and that love to some capacity, whether you deny it or not. And I think the thing is like, when you're down and out and you're lonely and you need love, you need a hug, you want a partner, you want somebody to lay with at night, you've got to learn to fucking do that for yourself. Otherwise, every relationship you step into is just going to be some kind of pure trash. And if you're on this path of self-development and it's been years and years and years and years and you're doing self-mastery and you're working on it, personal development, whatever, and you're going, you're doing it, and you're not finding it, consider you got to let that go. Let go of attachment to that will to want. Because wanting is not the business. You know what I mean? It's like, and what I mean by that is like being in a state of want all the time, which is kind of like a lack of discipline. It's like, yes, want stuff, want goals, have goals, and work towards them. Otherwise, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? So, I think it's very, very important to work on self and to do you when you want affection and love and company and all this extra shit. Like, that's your sign to practice self-love and gratitude and tap into your blessings from God and nature and all this shit. You know what I mean? Because that's the only way. Well, not the only way, but that's going to be a major, major fucking factor in your loneliness or feeling fucking loved. Because if you don't love yourself, then you can't love another person all the way. You have to go into this pretend mode, this trying mode, this forced effort mode, forced affection mode, forced vacation mode, all this shit, forced dates, forced this, forced that. And that shit just does not fucking feel good. That's the shit that stresses us out and makes us feel old and all that sort of shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, dude, it's just a trip, man. Excuse me. Dude, I'm excited. I got chili cooking in a crock pot at home. And the type of chili I like, typically, is like thick-ass chili with minimal beans and hella meat. Not no beans, but just kidney beans only. And then the meat, the onions, oh, gosh. I'm excited, man. Whoa, bruh. What kind of lane change is that? Your mirrored truck. This guy's got a mirrored truck in front of me. Like the back of it, he's got mirror plates. That's fucking weird. And he's got a Harley Davidson motorcycle. Like a Harley Davidson motorcycle born to ride. Anyways, you guys, I'm so hungry. I still got to do one more workout. I'm hoping my kiddo stayed awake so he can sleep early tonight, because that kid needs to sleep. And I need sleep. I need rest. Yeah, man. So, like I said, another ghetto episode for you guys. We're on the move here. Hope you guys don't mind the audio quality from this too much. Yeah, man. So make sure you're not dating the devil. And like I said, what that means is not some evil person. Usually a lot of people with like a lot of harsh words. This is interesting. I'll leave you guys with this. Oftentimes, people with the harshest words and the harshest reactions care the most. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, Cal, what do you mean by that? I doubt anybody's saying that. But, yeah, oftentimes people with the harshest words care the most. Now, the reason I say that is because it's like I care so much that I'm willing to say something real quick. I have to speak up and speak out quickly because I care so much. That's what I mean. So it's kind of like a weird backwards way of looking at it, but it's real. It's like the same thing. It's like hurt people hurt people. And if you're a hurt person, that means you're caring about something to some capacity. So if you're a hurt person hurting people, that usually means you're saying rude shit, you're saying mean shit, and then when you look back, you're like, why did I say all that? You go, well, shit, because I cared. I care so much that I was irresponsible. I tried to help the situation even though I didn't know how to. I cared so much. Right? So it's like, I think about that with people who are sharp as fuck and just like, their words are just like fucking a bite from a snake and shit like that. It's like, all right, like, these are often the people that care the most, you know? So, I think it's a good twist to put on it. A good perspective to have, because if you look at, okay, let me say this too. in Landmark, they talk about, Landmark's a personal development course, Landmark Education, or Landmark Worldwide now. They talk about this distinction that they've distinguished called listening for. And what it is, and I think I've talked about this before, but it's listening for the gold and the actuality in what somebody's saying, right? So it's like, what's this person actually saying? What is going on here? Dude, so there's been this cop on the side of the fucking on-ramp, or on-ramp, off-ramp. On-ramp. On-ramp's the little lane you use to get on the freeway. There's this cop just sits in front of the metered lights, you know what I'm talking about? Like the ones that go like red and, well, lights, you guys know what color lights go. But this cop just sits in front of the meters and the on-ramps. If you know what I'm talking about and you're in California, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you don't, then you're probably like, what are you talking about? But because traffic's so bad here, when you come from like the street to get onto the freeway, they have traffic lights to get onto the freeway because, and they're like weird traffic lights. They're not full traffic lights. They just kind of go like red, green. And you either just pass through or you don't, right? Whoa, come on, car, speed up. This cop was just sitting in front of this one, in front of Nobel. If you go 805 South and the Nobel exit, he's just fucking sitting there. So don't burn that light. And also make sure your tags and everything's up to date, or you will also get in trouble, my friends. So if you're riding dirty, avoid that. Okay, back to my point. Listening for. Let me see if I can give an example. It's hard to like speak from an old mindset or an old way of talking just on command. Let me try this. So let's say, okay, I got it. Let's say I'm sitting here talking about my job. Man, my job, work is rough, dude. My coworkers are all negative. Nobody likes their job. The boss is always on my ass, even though I'm the best worker and I try the hardest and I show the most initiative. The boss is always on my ass. But yet, all the other people there, they don't ever do anything and they don't ever get in trouble for anything. So why am I the best employee here and I'm the one always getting called out and in trouble? So, whoa, come on, car. Yeah, this drive mode is fucking me up, dude. It accelerates at such a weird point. I don't know how to get used to it. Okay, no, but anyway, so let's say I'm saying all that, right? This sucks, and then my commute is too far, and I have to drop off my kid at daycare, which is a complete opposite direction, and then by the time I drop him off, I have to sit in traffic to get to work, and it's just too much. It's a nightmare. But you know, it's crazy though, because one of my friends had this job and he said, shit, if I apply and I come in, like I'd probably fit, it's closer. It's right next to my son's daycare. I would be making like $1 or $2 less an hour, but it'll give me much more time and freedom. So it's just a big stress, and you know, so it sucks. I got to go to work tomorrow, and you know, I just got to work until I get my retirement. So what would listening for, like, what am I actually saying? Right? I just described all these stresses and all these worries and all these instances, but what am I actually saying? Well, if you're listening for the gold in what I'm saying is, or what I'm trying to say, and if somebody who's listening for the gold in my words, what they would hear is, fuck, man, it sounds like your job fucking sucks, and this is a great opportunity. You know, you should either step up and talk to your boss and explain the situation, and if he doesn't get it, then I think you should go apply for that new job, you know? And if he does take you and receive what you're saying and he doesn't make a change, you know, then tell him, like, hey, if it doesn't change, I'm going to go here. Like, I'm the hardest worker and I'm getting singled out in trouble. I don't like it. And if that doesn't work and you've exhausted all options at where you're at because you know you're a good worker and you know that they value you, but you feel like it's just askew, then you got to do some reevaluating, right? So here's the thing is it's like, so that's the thing, is like, so now if somebody was to listen for and state all that information, the person who's going, oh, this and that, my job, I don't know, it's just, they would now have like some sort of clarity and like place to work from. They would know to be like, oh shit, okay, I do just need to talk to my boss. That's not just the way it is and I fucking suck and I'm in trouble because I'm the best worker. No, that's not real life, right? And that's not how shit actually works. So, but it can seem like that. So that's kind of the magic and the power is like, dude, when somebody listens for the gold in what you're saying and they're able to extract what you're actually trying to say and like trying to do and wanting to do and all that, then all of a sudden you got a whole new environment and possibility to live into. You know, and it's like when you can live into a new possibility, then anything becomes possible. So, there it is. Boom. But yeah. Whoa, what the fuck is going on here? Music just turned on out of nowhere. But yeah. I'm finally home. I am cold. I want to take a warm shower. And I need to go do my exercise and my visualization and my reading. And eat some food and get this kid to bed and all these other things. So, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. It's been beautiful. Another ghetto episode. But you know what? Spontaneous is spontaneous. Authentic is authentic. And it'll communicate no matter how it sounds. Unless it's the last recording and it was completely unintelligible. Anyways, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Have a beautiful day. Please be sure to tell a friend to tell your best friends, cousins, uncles, cabinet making, water jug collecting, plastic sculpting, construction uncle about the Damn Dude Motherfucking Podcast. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Have a beautiful day. Much love. Peace.